Little Witch Academia episode 7. Very tense episode, and then, it was tense, but we knew that Akko was not going to be expelled, right? But when it comes to tests, I get very tense, and it seems that most people do, and well, that was to be expected of Akko. In this episode, I think that there wasn't really something that made me say historical, like most Little Witch Academia episodes are, but there is this little sense of building. There's this little sense of building Akko's character and making her feel a little more responsible, making her feel a little more responsibility on studying magic. She was taking everything very, very lightly. And now it seems that she's changing that perspective a little bit. We have that very annoying teacher that I forgot the name, and that very annoying teacher, she just dislikes Akko a lot. Because Akko represents this break in tradition that I already talked about, and then it seems to me that she's very hung on traditions. She is she respects traditions, and she just doesn't like to see traditions being broken. And that happens a lot in lots of different aspects of society, of humanity. And that's kind of to be understandable, but that's not really an excuse for you to be an asshole with another person. Even though what I like about Akko is that she doesn't take shit home. You know, she fights back. She's not afraid to fight back that teacher, even though she's a teacher. And it seems to me that at least in the magical world, at least in Luna Nova, the teachers are respected. Very different from the human world, right? Okay, so in this episode, we had this little conflict of Akko being expelled, and then the girls tried to help her. The girls tried to cheer on her and everything, but the worst thing was that the one test that she had to pass was that fish language one. I don't remember the name of the subject right now, but then it ended up being a very, very funny situation because she actually thought that that class was a class that was made to study, you know, it was a self-study class because people just wrote, and then she didn't understand what was going on at all. And the teacher, who was a fish, was actually speaking. The teacher was actually talking to them. And she didn't know that because she doesn't know aquatic language. And I think that that moment ended up being one of the best moments of Little Witch Academia so far, because she had to run after that teacher, but because of that she had to be turned into a fish. And that was very Disney to me, you know, when a character turns out to be an animal, but with recognizable features of that specific character. But Akko, oh my god, Akko didn't turn out to be a fish, turned out to be something else. And then she actually reminded me a little bit of that Hunter x Hunter character who's an octopus. I forgot his name, but he ended up being a very important character in the Chimera Ants arc. And Akko reminded me of that character. And I laughed a lot in that scene. And it ended up being very interesting animation-wise. It ended up being very enriching to the series, you know, to have those fishes. And, you know, I actually hope that they release merchandise with those designs because they are amazing. Not that I'm gonna buy. I can't buy anything right now, but those designs are amazing. And this is gonna be great. The merchandise is gonna be great if they are to be released. And then everything ended up being so interesting with them, you know. And then Akko, in the end, Akko was able to retrieve the teacher, but the director discovered it. Not the director, that teacher discovered it, and then Akko was going to be expelled, but the situations turned out to be completely different. And Ursula Sensei, she finally said something. I don't know if Ursula is new on Luna Nova, but it feels like she is very she doesn't really believe in herself, and she doesn't really like to stand up. She doesn't really like to speak up. She doesn't really like to speak up to other teachers. And it kind of makes me a little enraged. Come on, girl, you are a teacher just like the other ones. Speak up, say your thing, do your thing. And then she finally did it. And the voice actor, Ursula's voice actor, oh my god. What was that? What was that scene? She made such a great job. I was shocked. I wasn't expecting her to speak up like that with such great acting like that. I was like, oh my god, yes, girl, go girl! And I was very happy with that. I got really excited for that scene. That scene was the best scene in the episode. And then we're talking about the episode in which we have the girls as fishes. Come on. And obviously Akko ended up doing such a great feature, saving the fishes and then, doing lots of other things by not really wanting to do them, but she ended up doing that. I mean, she has this talent, right? It's kind of a talent. And I don't know, this episode seems, it was very funny. It was one of the funniest episodes so far. And it just made me feel very happy watching it. That's what I love about Little Witch Academia. That's what I love about anime in general. When you're watching something because you like that and then it makes you happy. And, this episode didn't really develop anything, except for Ursula's character. More of Ursula's character, because what Akko did is kind of established already in her character, but breaking boundaries and doing something that you can't do, that is forbidden, she just goes and does it. She doesn't measure the consequences, and that's her character. What she did in this episode was just reinforcing it. It wasn't showing something new for us, but Ursula Sensei's scene was very new. And it was nice because Akko started seeing her in a different light. Akko started seeing her in a different way. And, I'm excited for the future of those two characters. I'm very excited for the future of their relationship. Yeah, I am. So please leave a comment with your opinions on this episode. This episode was very funny, it was very interesting. And then episode 8, I already watched episode 8 since I'm very late. And I'm going to record it right now. I'm going to record my reaction right now. Because episode 8, come on. What can I even say about that? Wow. So, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, bye bye.